We start our career life by reciting Umul Kitab Al-Fatihah. Al-Fatihah. Dear Headmistress Puan Zazalumah Harun, the Honourable Madam Speakers, distinguished guests, respected teachers, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to all of you for joining this HIP outreach program Career Talk live organized by the HIP unit SK Sarjana Utama Sungai Buloh. I am Lutfia Ikhmar Mutizarwan Ikhmar, the HIP ambassador of SK Sarjana Utama. I am 11 years old and I'll be serving you as the moderator today. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for joining our career talk. Firstly, allow me to share a little bit more about this virtual event. The objective of this career talk is to introduce students to the nature and scope of the work and educate them on the skills requirement to perform certain job functions. This program is also planned to excite and motivate young people about this career. Hope students will get the idea on how to start to choose which education stream you need to be when you enter the secondary school so that you may continue your path to get your dream job that suits you best. In this occasion, we shall have outstanding presentations from 4 prominent speakers with different career involvement. I believe they shall enrich our insights and knowledge on how to choose the correct career path. Without further ado, allow me to introduce the speakers. Our first speaker will be Madam Rahimah Ahmad Akhirudin. She is an entrepreneur, managing director of Titan Angels Legacy. Next, we have Madam Haliza Hussein as our second speaker. She is an IT project manager. Our third speaker is the Deputy Dean of the Student Development and Campus Lifestyle, UniKL, Malaysia Institute of Aviation Technology. She is Dr. Shahani Aman Shah. Lastly, our fourth speaker will be Madam Siti Norliza Mohamad, who used to work as a power plant engineer. Thank you for taking your time off to join us. It is our privilege and honor to have you all today. Before we start, let me invite our beloved headmistress, Puan Zazalumah Harun, to deliver the inauguration speech. I proudly welcome Ibu Zaza.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. Thank you Lufiah Imar, our highly immersive program HIP Ambassador. Let me first congratulate our HIP Ambassador. As per yesterday, she has just won first prize for Nilam Figure Awards in English category Kuala Selangor district level. Congratulations. I would like to also extend my appreciation to all my senior assistant, Puan Nur Hazita Jaafar, Puan Zuredah Ali, Encik Zulkifli Abu Bakar, Puan Nur Aslina Adenan, our HIP coordinator, Puan Rosmahwati Long, English Head Panel, Puan Hazira Adenan, our Media and Library Coordinator, Puan Fadilah Kamaru Baharin, our respective speaker, teachers, parents, and students of SK Sarjana Utama for all your continuous support and commitment in all our school program. Thank you again. I also inform that this program is also watched by other schools and also open to public. A very warm welcome to all and thank you for your participation. Hope everyone will get inspired to choose the correct career path in your future. So stay tuned until the end of the program. With that, I would like to officially launch this career talk by SK Saujana Utama. Again, thank you and congratulations to this Saujana HIP unit for organizing this great program. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Thank you, our headmistress, Puan Zazaloma binti Harun. Okay, let me introduce myself and share my working journey with all of you. My name is Rosmawati binti Long, and I was born in Johor. My first education is at Sekolah Kebangsaan Parit Jamil near my house in Muar. And then I can continue my secondary level at SMK Sri Menanti until Form 3. Next, I went to a boarding school in MRSM Muar. After I got my SPM result, I applied an American degree program majoring in electrical engineering. On my 1st January 1997, I first arrived in the United States of America to pursue my study in electrical engineering. Located in Valparaiso University, Indiana, USA. I still remember it was snowing heavily when I arrived there, and I couldn't stand the weather. It was so cold, it took me 2 months to get used to it. I did a project on robotic arm at the end of the year of 1999. We did a robotic arm. Then one of the speaker, technologist Shahani, is also in my team. In fact, we have known each other for like 30 years since we've met at the same MRSM. The other two speakers is my college friend, but different universities in the States. After I graduated, I got my Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering. I fly back to US and work in Perunding, Hashim and Neh in 2000 until 2003 as an electrical engineer. But after I got married, my husband asked me to quit my job, and now here I am as English teacher until now. Okay. Okay, this is me during the winter. As you can see in the slide, I have to wear like 4 to 5 layers of clothes to prevent the coolness. Okay, at this season we enjoy playing the snow and make snowman, but I still remember that I have to go to the college even though it's the first Hari Raya. But I wear the baju kurung just to feel the Raya spirit. Yeah. Okay, next. Okay, during spring break, we travel a lot. Okay, I went to Florida, Washington DC, and many more places. Okay, as you can see in the slide, we still have at that time the World Trade Center before the September 11 incident. During summer, I work part-time in a library, so I have pocket money to travel and shopping, of course. Okay. And then there are so many activities I did during summer, such as we have cultural night and organized by VISA, Valparaiso International Student Association. And during autumn, there are so beautiful sight because of the red, the yellow, the golden colors of the trees. Okay, next. Okay, after I graduated, I fly back to Malaysia and work as an electrical engineer at Perunding Hashim and Neh. Okay, let me explain about this company. Perunding Hashim and Neh is a leading consulting engineering firm with extensive experience in premium engineering work, both in Malaysia as well as overseas. This firm of consulting engineers offering comprehensive civil, structural, mechanical, electrical, and green building services. My scope of work can be described in 4 stages. Stage 1 is design, which consists of conceptual design and preliminary design, development, detailed design and costing, specification, and the project report. Okay? During stage 2, we have to do the contract administration that involves in handling all the contract related works, which are preparation of BQ, bill of quantities, cost estimate and schedules, preparation of tender document, pre-qualification of contractors, evaluation of tenders and recommendation, and also the preparation of contract documents. Stage 3 is construction management that offers all services required during the construction phase of a project, which are coordination and supervision of construction, control management, inspection and testing of materials and equipment, progress monitoring of control, preparation and completion reports, work supervision and quality control, certification payment to contractors, and legal finance arrangements. The last stage is stage 4, which is post-construction services that requires and carry out all activities from construction completion until the end of defect liability period. Okay, service provided are such producing completion reports, compilation of operation and maintenance manual, routine maintenance and safety inspections, and safety inspections. Okay, there are so many projects that have been carried out and completed by this company. Some of them are: number 1, educational and institutions such as Multimedia University, Unimas, and UITM Puncak Alam, and also Unitan. Number 2, numerous hospitals has been completed such as Cyberjaya Hospital, Hospital Melaka, Hospital Pandan, and Hospital Sunway. As for me, myself, I involved working, doing all the 4 stages that I mentioned earlier, which is design, contract, construction, and post-construction services for Kepala Batas Hospital Penang. And then number 3, hotels such as Royal Sheraton Kuantan, Equatorial Hotel, and Hyatt Saujana. Offices, for example, Putrajaya Parcel F8, 9, and 10. It is a green building, index design assessment that has golden provisional certification and thermal energy storage system. And also other offices like Dataran Maybank, Bangsa, Mindef, Ministry of Defence, HQ Building, Daya Bumi, and Prime Minister Office in Putrajaya. I worked in this company for almost 5 years, from 1999 to 2000, end of 2003. And it has given me good environment and best place to gain experiences. There are so much more opportunity for me to learn new things with an assist from superiors and friends. My colleagues are willing to teach me from drafting to the tender and to construction process. But challenges are when there are kind of high chances of burnout due to a lot of project and burden of many phases of and stages of work upon completion of the project. Okay, and 2003, I met my husband who worked at the same firm as mine, who is my supervisor. After we got married, he asked me to quit my job, and then I obey him, and I applied education certificate for 1 year at Tuanku Bainan Institute Teacher Education in Penang. Okay, since that I become a teacher now. Since I have my degree in electrical engineering, the option given by the KPM is life skill, kemahiran hidup, technology design, information and communication technology. Okay, my first posting as a teacher as SK Sungai Buloh in 2005. When I report myself and see the headmistress on my first day, she asked me to teach English. I was like frozen at that time to hear the instruction, but I accept that as a challenge for me. And it turns out that I could carry and deliver my work successfully. In 2009, I was transferred here in SK Sarjana Utama. I've been teaching English for almost 17 years till now. Of course, people and all my friends wonder and ask me why you quit your position as an electrical engineer and become a teacher instead. But when I think about it, now I am positive and I'm certain that I have made the correct decision to become a teacher. Next, I'm a passionate teacher and I could inspire the next generation. By becoming a teacher, I'll get job satisfaction. I can be a lifelong learner. Children are inquisitive and often asking questions that I never thought of. This allows me to constantly research new findings and technologies to introduce to my students. I enjoy doing many fun and exciting activities with my pupils. All the activities requires them to do HOTS, higher order thinking skills, and based on 21st century teaching and learning methods. Pupils brainstorm their ideas using thinking maps such as bubble maps, circle maps, tree maps, and so on. They also do presentations and performance, role play, and gallery work. The advantage being a teacher is you have the freedom of time. And now I could spend more time with my family. I also have me time, the time I could spend with my friends. Sometimes I would go to friends gathering and reunions with my old friends from college. Okay, can you spot the other three speakers here from the slide? We have Haliza here, Rahimah, and Siti Norliza. During my school holiday, I always spend my time by traveling. I went to Japan, Dubai, Turkey, Brunei, and many more places. I enjoy, okay, this one. We as teachers, we celebrate many celebrations in school. Okay, of course you can see all the colors there. Just such as Teachers' Day, National Day, Independence Day, Eid Festival, Excellence Award Day, and many more. Okay, and of course, all these celebrations have different themes every year. That's why you can see so many styles and designs of my outfits here. Okay, last one. Okay, teaching is the profession that teaches all the other professions. But becoming a teacher does not mean that I'm only an engineer, but I also a therapist, artist, computer tech, performer, mentor, counselor, nurse, doctor, IT expert, detective, investigator, interior decorator, event planner, coach, referee, and also comedian. But one thing I like the most to be a teacher, because I can be a model, I get to dress differently, different, colorful, and beautiful outfits every day. I think that's all from me now. Teachers like me encourage minds to think, hands to create, and hearts to love. Thank you.
Thank you to Miss Rosmawati for sharing a little bit of herself. So thank you very much. Now is the time that we've been waiting for. I would like to call upon the first speaker, who's also known as Emma Raja Senyum. She will be sharing to us how she became an entrepreneur. Please welcome Madam Rahimah.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Morning, everyone. It's great to be here. I can see from YouTube there's a lot of students from different schools. So I am sure that you guys are excited as I am. So again, thank you so much to the school, especially my friend Puan Rosmawati, which is the HIP coordinator, for inviting me and to be part of this event today. And also thank you to Puan Zazaluma, headmistress of SK Sarjana Utama. Okay, so let me first introduce myself. My name is Rahimah. You can call me Puan Emma, or I could be at your auntie level, Auntie Emma, that is okay. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. Can I get my slide, please? Okay. Better. So, how do I get the name of Emma Rajasenyum? Actually, one of my teacher who taught me copywriting give me that name. He said that I smile a lot, and he thought that name suits me a lot. So you can remember by the name of Emma Rajasenyum. I was born in Klang, Selangor, raised in KL. I'm the youngest in the family. I have 8 siblings, and my father passed away when I was 7. I'm not the brightest at school. I got my UPSR, and I was lucky to be accepted in a boarding school in Taiping that was far, far away from home. And it gave me a lot of experiences being far away from my mom and also my family. The reason why I brought this up is because I'm sure some of you may have hesitated going studying in other schools, being far from home, but don't worry because you have a lot to learn from. Yeah. So the school that I went to is in Taiping, Sekolah Menengah Sains Raja Tun Azlan Shah, known as Seratas. I did great over there. I'm not the brightest. I never got top 3 in at school in my class. But I did it. I made it. My SPM gave me a leverage to pursue my studies in United States. So I did a twinning program by the name of American Degree Program in Malaysia in computer science. I did 2 years in Malaysia and 2 years in the States. Can I get the next slide, please? All right, so this is me covered with snow when I landed. When I first landed in the States, that was my first experience being on board on a plane. So I was a bit jakun lah, jakun. because I don't come from a rich family. I've never been on a plane before. So it was a very touching moment leaving my family behind. But I know for certain what will keep me going is my mom. Yeah. And I got a distinction in computer science. Alhamdulillah. I finished my degree in 4 years. And even though my advisor challenged me, she said that there's no way that I could make it in 2 years' time, and I made it with distinction. So that's something that I'm so proud of. When I went up on the stage, I felt that I represented my mom and also represented Malaysia. I hope that one day most of you will be able to go abroad and study, because it creates a difference looking into culture, other people's culture, and also to share great experiences. I also work in the States. I work from being a housekeepers. What I did was to wash toilets, um, making beds. I do vacuuming. That was great experience, and I had the experience of being a lab manager there also. I helped other students to complete their works. So I did a lot of great things when I was in the States. And having that experience helped me to gain a job in the States. So 1998 was during the recession time in Malaysia. I was told by my superior or my seniors not to come back to Malaysia yet. So I have decided to get a job in the States. Alhamdulillah, before I graduated, I have already secured 2 jobs. But I chose to be part of Sprint Network. Sprint Network is a company similar to Maxis in Malaysia, and they cover United States from mobility perspective. Yeah, and I worked there for a year. I got married in the States, and I then followed my husband, and I worked in Illinois. There is a small town by the name of Peoria. That is when I worked as a software engineer. I was a software engineer in Sprint, and I was also a software engineer in CGN Network. So I have experience working in a huge company in the States and also small scale company in the States, and it creates a huge difference in my experience, a working experience. Yeah. All right. So now let's move to the next slide. All right. Again, Sprint and CGN were two companies that I worked for in the States. Um, me and my husband, we decided to come back to Malaysia in 2000. The reason is because there is a booming of companies, companies. Uh, they set up their branches lah in Malaysia, because Malaysia was so um, at that time, if you know about Multimedia Super Corridor Initiative, it is an initiative by the government to attract as many investors to come to Malaysia, including the great Intel, the great Microsoft, and many like software companies like them. So I have decided to come back to Malaysia, and Alhamdulillah, not long ago, not I think it's only a month. I got a job with Intel. So I just got a break for a month. I started my job in Intel 1st January 2000, and I was there for 7 years. 7 years, that's a long time to be in a company. That was the longest I have served a company. So when I was at Intel, I was a software engineer. So what I what I did in a software engineer line is that I create or I program software or application that will be used for the factory. In my words, in the term that we used before was software automation. Yeah, software automation or factory automation. That was the line of work that I did in Intel. However, after 7 years, I felt that I can do more because I don't have a lot of customer facing experiences. And someone knocked on my door she offered me a job with Microsoft, and I took it. I took it. And it wasn't easy for me because when I was at Intel, I did not have to talk to so many people. I just have to do my work. Though I was a team leader in Intel, I just have to deal with my team. Sometimes I have to go to Penang to visit the engineers, the factory workers there, so that we understand how to create great application for them. There were also times that I have to travel to the States because Intel is based in Arizona. So I got a chance to go to Grand Canyon twice while working at Intel. While I was at Microsoft, my job has changed 360 degrees. My job includes creating programs for software developers and to create more hype about Microsoft technologies. So I ran a lot of programs, something similar to what we have today. It's just that it is offline method. People come to a place, we talk about technologies, we excite them with technologies, we show them what Microsoft can do in their businesses, in their application, and then they will go and create more apps using Microsoft technologies. Yeah, so I did a lot of work, different works in Microsoft, though I am a software engineer by training. Yeah, all right. I was at Microsoft for 3 years, and then something happened to my mom. She passed away. So when she passed away, I started to think about having job security. While I was at Microsoft, I was a contract worker. So contract worker, you don't get a lot of permanent benefits, yeah. So I jumped to MDEC. The reason why I choose MDEC was because I was in Cyberjaya, and MDEC was one of the companies that I want to work with because I know MDEC does a lot of great things to Malaysia. I want to be part of something that can benefit rakyat as a whole. That was me in 2010. So I got a job with MDEC. 2010, I got a job with MDEC, and I climbed up the ladder from below. I entered as a manager. The first thing that I did was to look into grant. We gave grants to companies that are developing great software. We help them, assist them to do commercialization, and we did a lot of events to instill or to tell people great technologies that they should adopt. One of the great things that I did while I was in MDEC is every year we have a meeting with Prime Minister, and I was part of the committee, slides maker, that are focusing on big data analytics. My last job in MDEC was was basically to spearhead or to get more companies, government, societies, businesses to adopt big data analytics. So that was me in my career path. So I did not jump to be an entrepreneur right after my study time. I went through the same career path as many of the other speakers that you'll be listening to. Okay, next. Okay, so these are some of the photos that I have during my working time. That was Intel on the left. The one in the middle the lady next to me, that was my CEO in Malaysia Digital Economic Corporation. I had a lot of engagement with her. So my job with MDEC, I had a lot of engagement with the C level. C level are people who headed the company, and I had a lot of opportunities seeing ministers. I went to see KSU. I went to government. There's a lot of stuff that I did in MDEC, and one of the things that I did was to bring delegation from Malaysia to UK, London. That was one of the picture in there with Google. Those kids are students who won our open data competition, and I brought them to Google. All right, next. Okay, one of the things that I typically ask myself, I wanted to create my own legacy. I have been working with for people. I have to go to work early in the morning at 9. I will check in at 9, and I typically come back home when it is 7 or past 7. And I always ask myself, how long do I want to be in this position? The life that I have before, I rarely have, I hardly have time for families. Yeah, I hardly have time for families. My life wasn't balanced when I was working in a corporate life. So next. So I challenged myself before I left MDEC in 2016. Actually, my business journey has started prior. Uh, while I was waiting for my SPM result, I have already started selling popiah nearby my house. See, I cook popiah while I was waiting for my SPM result. But in 2008, I set up Dobby laundry services with a friend, with two friends from Intel, which still in operation today. It's just that I have already sold it off to a new owner. 2013, I took a challenge to create an e-commerce online where people can purchase abaya from Dubai. This was a small project that I did with my husband. And in 2016, I left MDEC for good, and I decided to be a consultant to government. There are certain small projects that I did with them, so I got paid for that, and at the same time, I pursued my business path. Now I am the founder of Titan Angels Legacy. This is a partnership with a partner in Kemaman. Her name is Saidatul Afika. And my focus basically is to empower women to create side income. Most of them made 4 to 5 figures a month, Alhamdulillah, and that was my passion. That was my passion before, and it is still my passion today, to enable women, to empower women to make more side income for themselves. All right, next. All right. So what happened to me was in 2018. Next, 2018. Finish to some more. Yes, thank you very much. Okay, so in 2018, I started selling online in Shopee. I started as a normal seller, 2018, and I saw a steep growth year by year. In 2020, I had already made 6 figures in Shopee alone. For your information, sold I sell a lot of stuff in different platforms, Instagram, Facebook, yeah. And Shopee is one of the e-commerce platform that I and my partner uh, had ventured into. And Alhamdulillah, we made 6 figures on yearly basis. And you know what I did? Next. With this knowledge, I have helped a lot of women out there to also learn how to make money on Shopee. And that actually brings a lot of achievement. For example, I have gotten a lot of awards. And one of the great things that I like is I got to travel using someone else's money. I got reward to go to Korea in 2008, 2019. Last year, I won awards for Anona, and I have team. If you see the group of people with in red tudung, that was part of my team. We celebrated. We had an event in KL, and we gave them rewards. Yeah, so that was a good feeling about being an entrepreneur, which is not only to enable us to make money, but also to help other people to make more money. Next. Right. Alhamdulillah, in 2019, I made my first 1 million, which is in September 2019. If you ask me, I the way that I operate the business is also like Jack Ma. We started in a house, in a house. Yeah, this is in Kemaman, Terengganu, and this is my staff. You can see my staff behind, and my partner sitting next to me. Yeah. So we don't need that many staff actually to operate an online business. All right. In 2020, I saw an opportunity. I saw an opportunity to help more people beyond my own team, and I have founded Belajar Shopee dari Rumah. That was during PKP, and I've made a lot of money by teaching people. But bottom line, the best thing about it is I have created a lot of students who have gotten preferred seller in Shopee, and they have made 5 figures as well. Next. So in 2022, the trending has changed. A lot of people has moved from Shopee to TikTok, and I push myself to learn new things. I end up teaching TikTok also to other business owners. Next. All right, these are some of the examples products that I sell. In short, I focus on beauty and health. So I sell a lot of cosmetics. Some of the brands, I hope you have heard about it. These are all local brands. So Bella, I'm sure that you have heard about the song in radios. 1 Minute Miracle, OMG, Euphora. Anona is one of the company that I have been with since 2019. And this company create great products that are using bird nest, and they are also great in making skincare products. Yeah, next. All right, this is my latest project. See, as an entrepreneur, you need to be creative in finding options and also in finding where the money source is. So for this month, starting this month, I have started to focus on a project that I did every year, which is Planner. Planner is booming in Malaysia. People have started writing journals in Planner, and this is one of the products that I am focusing on at this point of time. Next. All right. So if you have any questions on entrepreneurship, I would like to give a bit of, I would like to just summarize my points. Yeah. See, I wouldn't encourage any students to jump to business right away after university. Reason is because there's a lot of great things that you will learn in a corporate world. For example, in my current businesses, I actually utilize a lot of knowledge that I learned at work. For example, time management, schedule management, tactics, strategies, communication. These are all the skill sets that you need to be a good entrepreneur. Yeah. And because I'm from a technical perspective, I have great depth and understanding of technical. It helps me to help other people in understanding technology. You know, one of the reason why I left NDEC was because I know that I am bigger. I have a bigger ambition. I know that I can do better out there. I know that I can empower people if I were to leave the corporate, and I want to build my own legacy. Alhamdulillah, today I have Titan Angels with more than 200 agents under the Sharikat, and Alhamdulillah, I have done a great job as content creator. That's my new job title, and I'm also a managing director. So thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much, Madam Rahima. It's a pleasure to hear such amazing story of her working experiences. Thank you so much, Madam Rahima, again. I'm pretty sure that lots of students out there wish to become a successful entrepreneur someday. Now, I would like to call upon our second speaker. She has great depth of experience in IT field. Without wasting our time, please welcome Madam Haliza.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to Miss Lutfia, the HIP Ambassador of Sekolah Kebangsaan Sarjana Utama, Puan Zazaluma, the Headmistress, Puan Rosmawati, the HIP Coordinator, whom I fondly know her as Cik Mah since my pre-university days, and fellow students of Sekolah Kebangsaan Sarjana Utama, as well as all streamers. I have to say it is a privilege for me to be given this opportunity to share and interact with you, the future generation, on career in your HIP program. I have to also applaud to all students for staying on the live streaming to hear about my career as an IT project manager. Online isn't easy, really. As you can see, I was born in California, in Palo Alto, USA. I had my education in Sekolah Rendah Kebangsaan Kampung Tengku Petaling Jaya, and then I moved on to Sekolah Menengah Perempuan Sri Aman in Petaling Jaya. At Form 4, I went to MRSM Jasin, now known as Tun Ghaffar Barber, and then I pursued my study in the computer science at the California State University, Sacramento, USA. That was my first time returning to the USA since I left California when I was 3 years old. I work for ExxonMobil, the crude oil producer and supplier of natural gas in Malaysia. My company provides project management, IT infrastructure, and application services to all ExxonMobil affiliates worldwide. The company has been in Malaysia for more than 125 years and have more than 1,900 employees. The pictures on the previous slide really depicts the colorful journey of my career. Thank you. If you can move on to the next slide. Let me share with you what I do as IT project manager. I am responsible for developing and managing projects specifically in IT areas in accordance to project scope, schedule, approved costs, and all funding. Let me try and give you a context so that you can relate. For example, have you heard of roadblocks? I see some eyebrows there. How about Minecraft, Grab, or Thunderpool? Food Thunder, I mean. These are all the applications that is used on the phone. These are some examples of IT-related application where in order for it to be available for use, a proper plan needs to be put in place. This requires planning and normally managed as a project. It can be a mini project. Now you know project involves a lot of planning. Going to a zoo can also be a project. Like, do we have to take a bus? You know, those are the questions that we ask. How many can fit into a bus, for example? That would help you to plan how many students can go. How do we know when the zoo will be open? How much will it cost? This involves the process of initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and closure. So, do you like to plan? In my project work, I deliver and implement such system as payable system, where the system pay the vendors globally. I deliver system to monitor equipment health, system to print permit for an employee to go to offshore platform. So those are among the areas that I've touched throughout my career. All this work requires consulting with clients, coordinating project teams, monitoring work progress, making sure projects are implemented in due time, and solving technical issues. It is very important to work closely with the client, project stakeholders, or the people who are impacted by the project. I have been a project manager for 7 years, and with the years of experience, I do provide technical mentoring and leadership in the project community. This is one of the ways that I give back to society, so feel free to reach out to me as needed. What do I think about my career? I love my job. It allows me to grow and gives me intense satisfaction where it brings best out of me. You can tell from the pictures during the introduction slide or perhaps the next slide. Most importantly, I would encourage you to always have fun. Enjoy the things that you do, and when you do, do it well. Can you go to the next slide, please? Picture tells 1,000 words. On this slide, the oval shaped picture is taken in Houston, Texas, USA. This is where my company headquartered is in, hence my multiple business travel opportunities to the USA. The picture with the pink background is taken during a team building, and while the picture with the most number of person in the single file is when I celebrated my 15 years of service. Now, let's focus on the right slide of my slide. When I finished school, I didn't know what course to sign up for. IT project manager is not what I envision of. Becoming an entrepreneur, on the other hand, is what I have on mind. So I did consider business management course. However, I said to myself, hey, I need to have a field that I am specialized in. So, and then at that very point of time, during the 90s, the technologies starts to advance. So I decided, hey, perhaps this is a good area I would want to venture in and grow in. So I decided to roll computer science, and I did. When I graduated, I definitely make the use of the knowledge I acquire. So in the year 2000, as you can see on the slide, is when I start my career. That's the year of the millennium. I start as human resource application analyst, where I support the payroll system. Then I move on as a procurement associate. I manage contracts, purchases for the company. And then I move on a year after that to be a team lead, where I learn how to manage a team and help the team to perform scripting works for application deployment. Subsequently, I became an asset management analyst. This is where I learned how to manage IT assets and steward the performance metrics. Next, I venture into accounts payable role where I support payments to the vendors globally. At this point is when I know that I want to be a project manager. However, my next career move continues to be in support area, not as a project manager yet, because I am required to expose myself to the infrastructure areas. So this helped me to become where I am right now, and I'm glad in 2017 I was accepted to become a project manager. So as you can see, I had as many as 7 assignments in the same company. It's a privilege to be able to grow with the same company. The company focuses on career development, so we feel valuable and not stagnant. People need change. My advice to you, continue to upskill yourself. Continue to acquire knowledge. Then share them. Keep up with the technology. Be comfortable with the tool, and always do not forget to share them. If you can go to the next slide, please. On these slides, I'll be sharing about my projects portfolio. I manage global projects, so my customers are all around the world. I normally flex my hours depending where my business venture manager or clients mainly are. If they are in the USA, I do need to plan my time accordingly to be available at their time to get connected. but not all the time. I need my time to sleep also. Like right now, we are in the daytime, they are in nighttime. So at times, I do work at night and I do take some rest in the day. I have completed 7 IT projects, a total amount of 7 millions. So happen it's the same number of projects, but the truth is one of my biggest project is valued at US dollar 4 million. It brings a head value for the corporation of a total of 12 million. Um, Currently, I manage 2 projects that I have on plate right now, and they are also global IT related projects. I help business to enable process transformation and system implementation. What do I like most about my job? I like to help my customers transform their businesses to be more efficient, to be more value added. I love to travel, so I find satisfaction in my current job. And I love to meet people and learning about other cultures. As you can see in the pictures, those are at various locations and from different background and different companies. The picture on the top left is also um, a sports that I picked up during my career days. If you can go to the next slide, please, facilitator. All right. On this very slide, it's actually sharing what are my values. My values is I am a hardworking person. This is true. When I'm committed or engaged in a work where I find value out of it, I will work on it. Even if it takes times, it takes some sacrifice. I would go extra mile to deliver what I work on. I am a loyal person. I've been with the company for 22 years now. When I believe in what I'm investing my time with, I would be loyal. Um, honest. Honest will bring anywhere. The outcome or result is important as how you derive it. So, for example, a simple terms that you can relate. When you do a work travel, you would only claim for the expense and on a business related and nothing more. Personal items shouldn't be claimed as part as company expenses. So why am I sharing this? So these are the important traits that you need to have in order for you to succeed wherever, whenever. And my one of the quote that I like is challenges are what make life interesting and overcoming them is what makes life more meaningful. So I am reachable at missliza@yahoo.com or I'm available at LinkedIn as Haliza Hussein. I really hope you find this sharing beneficial and bring value to you in embarking to your career at, at the latest time when you finish school. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Haliza. So, isn't it great to have a wonderful job like her? It's your choice to decide which career suits you best. Next, we are going to hear experiences from the Deputy Dean from UniKL. Please join me to welcome Madam Shahani.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. Can you hear me clearly? Yes? Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Miss Lutfia, Madam Zaza, the headmistress, Madam Rose, the HIP coordinator, teachers, parents, my dear students who are listening today, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi everyone. I'm Shahani. My background is the same as Madam Rose. We did study in the same university, the same school, MRSM MUA. That was in the year, I think, back in 1992. We graduated in 1999. So you can calculate our ages today. Okay. So my background, I graduated in electrical engineering for my bachelor's degree, and I did my master's in microelectronics, and I have a PhD in avionics. So some of you may want to know what is actually avionics. Avionics is basically the word aviation and electronics combined in one. So it's aviation and electronics. It's now avionics. So my expertise is basically avionics. So what avionics does is that it is the part of okay, let me go to the slide. It's the part of if you have an aircraft, the communication, the navigation part. Navigation means how do we navigate the aircraft to go from one place to another. Okay, that's just a brief of what I'm doing now. I'm a lecturer and I teach avionics. Let me show you the slide. If you can see here, we have some information about myself. I previously went to Bukit Bintang Girls School. We don't have this school anymore. Unfortunately, it has now become a pavilion. And then I went to MRS Semua, and then I went to the States for my bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. The same university as Madam Rose. We call her Cik Ma. Everybody knows her by the name Cik Ma. This is some of my background, and I started off working as a technical training officer. I've got some experience in handling the operation of exam unit, because in universities, once the student have gone through the lessons or the courses in class, theoretically you will have to have like a, a standard final exam. So this unit, the exam unit, will have to manage the examination for the university. And then I've got some experience being the head of section, um, uh, head of section in the avionics program. So what I did during that time was to make sure that the programs run in the university is in accordance to the regulations of Malaysian qualification agency. So if you are going into the university later on in your life, you have to make sure that these universities programs are all approved and endorsed by, we call it MQA. Okay. Can I get that slide just now? I'm just going to share with you what the pictures talk about. Okay. So on the top left hand side, this is actually what we call a hangar. Hangar is a place where we keep all our aircraft and helicopters. So maybe this is the first time that you heard the word hangar. It's not the hangar where we hang our clothes, but it's a place where we keep all the aircraft and helis safe. Okay, so in this picture, I'm one of the gentlemen around me is all. We had the president of Turkish Aerospace who came to visit us. I think it was end of last year in November. The president of Turkish Aerospace wanted to see what we have in Unique Elmiat. So I would like to invite all of you, the school, maybe some of the students may come to visit our Unique Elmiat campus in Subang, where you can see live helicopters flying off from our own campus, because we are the teaching factory. What does it mean by the word teaching factory is that we not only um, teach students uh, in a normal university way, but we have industries, companies who runs aircraft companies, maintenance, repair and overhaul companies who are in our campus, and they operate as the base from on campus. The picture on the right here is when I started working 20 years ago. So we were setting up the curriculum for Unique Almiat. The picture in the middle here when I was going through the training in Houston, Texas. So these are all my friends, the 20 of us, who did our, we call it airframe and power plant module. So we had to, yeah, of course, before we can start teaching the students, we have to make sure that we know technically we are sound to be able to share and teach the students. So we were sent to get the license. It's called airframe and power plant license. So we can repair the aircraft. So basically, if uh, you are going to touch the aircraft, you need to have a license. This one here on the left is myself and my students, and this was on the right here is during the signing ceremony with Turkish Aerospace System end of last year. So hopefully one day we can be like them, producing our own national aircraft soon, inshallah. Let's pray for that. Okay, the next slide, please. Okay, how do you choose the right career for you? Today, I'm sharing both ways to how do you choose the right career to be a lecturer. At the same time, I will share with you how you would want to choose your path to become an aircraft engineer or be in the aviation industry. This sounds interesting, isn't it? Okay, let's go to the next slide. Thank you. Okay, what we can see from the slide here is what we call the Flight Radar 24. I'm not sure whether you've heard of it before or not, but this is to show how many aircraft we how many aircraft are there flying on this earth. So if you can Google Flight Radar 24, you would come up to this page showing the number of aircraft. For instance, in here, it's quite small for me to read. Um, Can you see the mouse here? I'm showing, maybe not. The statistics here show the number of aircraft that's flying, and the first number on the left is showing the number of aircraft on the screen that you are seeing. Meaning the view that you are seeing here is the number on the left, and the total number of aircraft on this earth that are flying is the one on the right. Okay, so seeing the number of aircraft that's flying on this earth, you would know that you need a lot of aircraft technicians, aircraft engineers, and of course, aircraft pilot too. Okay, let's go on to the next slide. Maybe this is a new term for you again, Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia. With that number of aircraft flying, we have to make sure that the aircraft is safe. The aircraft is safe to fly. We have proper system to monitor the aircraft flying. And Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia, called CAM, is the authority, some kind like JPJ, who authorizes and approves cars and land transport. So CAAM will authorize the aircraft and helis, and even if you have a Okay, can I go to the next slide, please? Okay, I'm just going to share with you the place that I work. So UniKL, if you've heard of UniKL, we have 12 campuses, and UniKL Miat is one of them. So each of the campuses has their own niche, and the programs that they offer in all the UniKL campuses is uh, very specialized. For example, UniKL MIIT. So they specialize in, if you like animation and design, IT, you would go to study in UniKL MIIT. We have also Malaysian France Institute, who specializes in automotive, air conditioning, and they also offer pre-France program and pre-Japan program where you do your foundation in Unicel MFI and you go to the respective countries to further other programs. So you can Google that more information if you like. We'll go on to the next slide. Okay, this is how Unique Elmiat have transformed through the years since 1997, which we started off as just an institute, and in 2001, when I came back, we started working here. So I graduated in 1999. I did my airframe and power plant license in 2000, and I came back in 2001 to work here, and I've been there ever since. So I've been in Unique Amiat since 2001, and we have developed a lot of programs starting from just an institute until now in 2022, we have started offering masters and PhD programs as well. What I want to highlight from this slide is that we have got an approval running the license program, which is unique in Malaysia. Why I say it's unique because if you are intending to become an aircraft license engineer or licensed aircraft engineer, you wouldn't need a paper qualification, meaning you don't have to have a bachelor's degree or a diploma to become a licensed aircraft engineer. But in MIAT, we offer you two pathways where we teach you the bachelor's degree or diploma degree. Like school leavers, they would come in as diploma, going into diploma program. At the same time, you can take your module exam for you to get this path to become the aircraft license engineer. So meaning it gives you best of both worlds, meaning you get the paper qualification as well as the license. Okay, why do I say it's important for us to have a paper qualification? Is say if further in your life that you want to pursue your study, you want to further your study, so you have that bachelor's degree for you to go on to get your master's degree and PhD if you want to do so. So in here we can see that we are the approved maintenance training organization. Maybe it's quite technical for students in school to understand this, but if parents are watching, it would be a good information for you to understand. Meaning, if you are choosing a career path of licensed aircraft engineer, the minimum you need is to be in approved training organization. But it is best for us to have paper qualification like diploma or degree, because industries now, although in the first place when we started the program, they said, okay, it's not quite relevant to the aviation industry. But now they are all already coming to Unique Amiat to get students. And I can show you further in the slide that our alumni are already venturing in almost all areas of aviation in Malaysia. Okay, let's go on to the next slide. Okay, this is our campus. This is what it looks like from the outside, the blue one, the picture on the left. So this is what the hangar looks like from outside. The ground here, where you see the cemented floor, I would say, this is called the apron. The outside part of the hangar is called the apron, and this is the hangar. This is what it looks like in the hangar. So this is we have actually two campuses, one in Sepang and one in Subang, both close to the airport. So, okay, the next slide. This one and the next slide, please. Okay, this is what the aircraft engineer does. In this particular helicopter, this engineer is actually doing some modification on the aircraft. So if you've seen a helicopter before, it doesn't look like this at all. So this is how it looks like when we strip off all the metal part, the structure, the airframe part of the helicopter, and this is what you see inside. The same goes to your aircraft also. When you strip off all the sheet metal outside of the aircraft or the composite part of the aircraft, you would see all the pipes or the wires hanging out of the floor here. Okay. All right. Next picture, please. Okay, this is the teaching factory that we have in our Unique Ilmiah at Subang campus. The two companies, Galaxy and Hammock, Hammock is a US company and Galaxy is a Malaysian company who does maintenance for the most of the government helicopters. We currently have only helicopters in our campus because we do not have the runway yet. But we are planning to have well, we wouldn't have our own runway, but we would have access to the runway in Subang, inshallah. Pray for us too. We would have the runway going into the building of Malaysian Airlines here. So if the blue building here that you can see is the Malaysian Airlines building. This is our apron where we have the two helicopters on the left top picture. So we would have access going to the runway very, very soon. So once we get the runway, once we get the pathway, we would have access to get aircraft coming into our campus for maintenance and repair. Okay, next slide. Okay, so these are just the pictures of those Galaxy and Hammock. Okay, the word. Can you see the boys here on the right hand corner? The four boys here. They are actually our students who are doing their on-job training with the companies who are on our campus. Okay. Okay, next slide. Okay, these are some of my students who have graduated and are working currently in the various aviation industries all around the world. Like for example, this guy here is the quality assurance manager, Mama Afiq. We have also FV Fitri who is working in Airbus. Okay, do you guys know that the two big manufacturers of aircraft is Airbus and Boeing? Okay, we are, because of the COVID that hit us in 2019 and 2020, the aviation industry was affected quite a lot. But we foresee that in 2025, by 2025, we should be back on track, and we are expecting 95% of increase in aircraft demand. Okay, and the next slide. These are also some of the students of mine. If you've heard of Raya Airways is a company which have aircraft who does freight, cargo aircraft saja. So dia tak bawa passengers, dia just bawa cargo. So it was not affected by COVID sangat lah because we had a lot of e-shopping, online businesses. So cargo companies was still okay, doing fine. This one here, Linen, yang tadi. Linen Yunus ni is working with Flight Safety International Paris. This is a company doing flight simulators. So before pilots get to go into flying real aircraft, they have to be trained on flight simulators. So we have students who are now working in flight simulator companies as well. This one here is an LE in Dubai, and also a student who is an Indonesian who comes to study in Malaysia with us. Okay, next slide. Ni ada Muhammad Iqbal Hussein, Abdullah Ali, Ahmad Faizal and Hadi Yusuf. They are all international students who came to study with us, and now they are earning this much, probably because this slide was done quite not so recent. I'm sure that their salary would be higher than this. Okay, ada lagi tak slide? Let's see. Okay, okay, for you to know, because I cannot tell you everything on here because we've got quite a short time. You can follow us on social media. We have the UniKL Miat or UniKL in general Facebook, IG, and also the last slide please. And we on TikTok, yeah, of course. So you can also follow us on TikTok account. Okay, I think that's about all from me. Hopefully, if you are interested in knowing what is important in the aviation industry for Malaysia, I would be willing to share my knowledge with you. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed listening. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you to Madam Shahani for your inspiring presentation. It's so interesting to hear your story. Now, we will have our last speaker who had a distinguished career in power plant engineering field. I bet she has some important advice for all of us. Please welcome Madam Siti Norliza.
Hi, hello. Thank you to Miss Moderator. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the organizer, Madam Headmistress, Puan Zaza, the organizer, Puan Rosmawati, for inviting me for this session to share my experience and knowledge when I was an engineer in power plant years ago. Okay, I hope by sharing this experience, all of you will have an idea what does an engineer do at the power plant especially. And I hope by sharing this experience, it will spark your interest to choose engineering as your career of choice. Okay, can I have the slide please? Okay, so small. Okay, before I briefly introduce myself, I just want to share with you the photos I have here. The first one that you see at the right, at the left, top left section. This is actually the exhaust stack, the prominent side that you will normally see once you are at the power plant. Okay, the next picture, as you can see, me wearing a safety hat. So this is actually a normal attire that you will have to do when you are at plant, especially at site. You have to wear your safety hat, safety boots, but I don't have my picture of my safety boot here. Okay, on the right side picture, top one, you can see myself and my team member. This is actually I had a training in Switzerland for a control system that we are going to install at power plant. Okay, and the middle picture here, as you can see, myself and few of my friends, we attended Institution of Engineer Malaysia event, I think 5 years ago. So the institution always, IEM always conducted events for engineers like us, so that we can network and then meet our fellow engineers from other disciplines, share our stories, our experience, our knowledge. So really exciting. And the bottom left picture, is my picture. I went back to my university 2 years ago, visit my university 2 years ago in Wisconsin. So just to recapture the moments that I had years ago when I was doing my bachelor degree in the university. And the next picture, myself and one of our the CEO. I think he just about to resign, so he meet all of us when we had a meeting actually in a meeting room. So he came in and we took picture with him. So this is actually his last day there. And the one picture that you see here, myself with a snowman. So these are part of the past, the interesting um, things that you do during your university days. It was very cold. You had snow, so of course, you you like to venture to something new, and myself here with the snowman. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay. Cannot see the next slide. Next. About me. Okay, let me briefly introduce myself. So as you know, my name is Siti Norliza Mohamad. I was born and raised in Kuala Lumpur and currently residing in Shah Alam. So I had my primary and lower secondary education from Bukit Bintang Girls' School in Kuala Lumpur. So myself and Dr. Shahani, we are actually schoolmates. Okay, after my SRP examination, I received an offer to study in MRSN Taiping. And after SPM, I further my education at Marquette University, Milwaukee, Wisconsin under JPA sponsorship. I graduated with a bachelor degree in electrical and electronics engineering in 1999. So that's a little bit about myself. Next slide, please. Okay. Okay. After graduated, I came back to Malaysia and managed to secure a job with Malakoff Corporation Berhad. I'm not so sure if you have heard about Malakoff, but briefly, Malakoff is actually an independent power producer, meaning to say that the company is actually generates electricity and sells the electricity to TNB. So as you can see at the picture here, these are the two locations where I used to work. One in Lumut Power Plant and the other one in HQ near KL Central, Kuala Lumpur. Okay, I started my career as a control and instrumentation engineer in Lumut Power Plant. My primary job scope is actually to take care of the control system of the power plant. And then after about 5 to 6 years in the plant, I was transferred to headquarters in Kuala Lumpur as a technical senior engineer with operation and maintenance department. And then I move up the career. I have been given opportunity to try something new, which is totally different from technical that I used to do. I joined a business development team and did a lot of project development and proposal for the company. So all in all, my total working experience in power plant industry is about 20 years. And my last position in the company was as a contract and commercial manager. Okay. Last 2 years before we had COVID, I opted for voluntary separation scheme. I don't work anymore, so right now I'm actually a stay-at-home mom. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay, so this slide, I'm sharing with you what my typical day like at my workplace in the power plant. Okay, typically the job is very routine. I had to ensure that the control systems are all in a healthy state, no abnormality or whatnot. So you don't want to see a red dot, red color, or any sirens or whatever, because that are the signs of abnormality. So if there are abnormalities, my team, we will check the source of the problem and then refer to the diagram and analyze the signals lah. And once we know the root cause, we will troubleshoot the faulty system. Okay. Uh, if the machines shut down, we will take the opportunity to implement engineering change control, meaning to say that any changes to the signals or parameters we will done when the machine is not running. So basically, this is my typical day at the power plant. However, uh, there are also instances that is not very typical for me, especially during machine trip for whatever reason. So when a machine trip, so it will be a very hectic day for me and the team, because we had to ensure the machine to be up and running at the earliest time possible, to minimize any potential losses to the company, and to ensure that the less time disruption to the supply electricity to the grid. So the work is quite intense when it is not typical lah. So you have this machine not running, and you like very busy at that time. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. Okay, here, if you can see, I'm sharing lots of picture here. So I want to share with you what I really enjoy doing while working at the power plant. So the top right corner picture here, if you can see myself, the only female engineer here, and the rest are all men here. Okay, and this is actually the time that I had with my team. We went to Switzerland for a training on a control system, because the control system that we had will be installed at the power plant. At that time, we had another new power plant next to Lumut power plant. So we went to Switzerland to be trained on the control system. So I think as an engineer, training is essential, because you need to keep abreast of the new development of the technology. So this is what I really look forward to go on the training. Okay. If you can see myself in a red safety hat, this is actually my visit to other Malakoff plant. This is at Tanjung Bin Power Plant in Pontian. I went there for a technical audit assessment. This is actually a very good exercise for me as I got to learn new things, from other plant, how they perform their daily operation and maintenance activity. Okay, on the left top photo here, you can see few people's like talking to each other. Okay, this is actually one project that I did in Oman with a group of people. This this is the team that comprised of many nationals. We have Japanese, we have Spanish team, and of course us Malaysian and Omani. This is for a project for independent water project in Oman. A very good experience for me. And the one photo here, myself receiving an award from my CEO, long-term service award. So since I've been with the company for close to 20 years, so yeah, the company give me this long-term service award. And the picture down here, four of us, actually 3 of us are from the same power plant, and the next one, and the next guy is actually a Swiss. He was our trainer. This is the first training that I went to Switzerland right after I joined the company. Okay, so if you can see, this is actually something that I really enjoy while working in power plant. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so now I want to share with you why I like my job as an engineer. Okay, like I have said before, training is important. So training is a platform where I got to learn about new development and technology. So this will actually really help me in my course of work. So when you go on a training, it means you got to travel. So I got to travel a lot, locally and also overseas, which is something that excites me. Okay. When I travel a lot, I got a chance to meet new people, to expand my social network, and also to learn about other cultures. So not only focusing on technical, everything technical. Sometimes I think we need to open up to something new, like understanding other cultures, how they do their work. Very good for your knowledge. Okay. Next thing that I like, as an engineer in a power plant, I had a good benefit and other perks like standby allowance, housing allowance, phone allowance, etc. On the top of other normal benefit like medical benefit, insurance benefits, and others. Okay, next one. In the engineering industry, we have a lots of exhibition and conferences. So yeah, you have a chance to join the conference and exhibition where they showcase the latest technology, um, the 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 latest solutions, sharing of the new development, So by having this, when you join conference and exhibition, your knowledge your knowledge is increased, and you know what is the latest updates on the technology. So it will help you in your job later on. And I think the last one is as an engineer, I think engineer is a noble profession. You is one way for you to give back to the society. You may not have lots of money or leisure time, but you can work as an engineer to give back to the society by contributing your ideas and your expertise to help other people. So I think these are the things that uh, I think really makes me enjoying my job as an engineer. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, this slide, I just want to share with you my professional achievement when I was working the last time. So I had been given an opportunity to be part of my national team to bid for a project to undertake an independent water project bidding in Al Gubra, Muscat, Oman back in 2012-2013 time. Okay, actually, I'm predominantly looking into operation and maintenance aspect for the project. So as I said before, the team came from Japan, Oman, and very interesting project because I got to learn about new technologies, which before this is all about power plant, but this time around is about water plant. So something new. And then furthermore, I got to learn about the laws and regulation in Oman. So before this, I'm not so familiar how the Omani works. I mean, the law. And then when I did this project, so I got the chance to understand and to learn from the lawyers, how the law there works. And then also this project give me the opportunity to connect with new people, and then understanding how they do their job, and also apa nama adjusting to the time difference, also quite challenging but very interesting. Before I had this opportunity, the job was basically very routine, as I mentioned before. So routine mean like you do it every day. So it's a mundane thing. So when you are in a project development, I just realized that I'm actually very passionate uh, about being involved in project development. So I like to prepare proposal. I like to manage a contract. I like to study on project risk, and then also had the opportunity to learn about the financial aspect of the project. So something different from technical. So very interesting. Okay, can I have the next slide? Okay, this slide. So if you are aspire to become an engineer, so what do you need to do and to learn? So first of all, I think you have to start thinking and start developing your love and passion in maths and science subject, because these two are fundamentals in engineering. So you have to have a very strong fundamentals in mathematics and science. Okay, next point. um, you have to be good at problem solving, because engineering is about solving problem. Okay, so you must learn how to identify the problems, how to analyze, how to troubleshoot, how to prioritize. You have to do well at your time management and everything. The next point, you must be very detailed, because your work deals with precision. You you have to ensure that there is no error. But of course, I think as a human, uh, we're God human, not making any error, right? So, but anyway, I think by being very detailed, it actually minimize the error. So you have to be able to do this. And last but not least, you must learn to communicate and be a good team member. So because I think engineer, we work in a team. We rarely work alone. Okay, so you must be able to communicate your ideas, your solution, uh, not only with the people in your field, but also to the general public who do not have any technical background. So you have to know how to communicate in a layman term. Okay, so these are, I think, 4 points that I think is required for you to be a good engineer. Okay, next slide please. Okay, so that I'm now resigned from the job. So personally, I think I have achieved what I want to achieve before, and it's time for me to have my own time and do what I like to do. So um, as I mentioned before, I'm a stay-at-home mom, taking care of my family and also my aging father. So you can see at the left-hand corner, myself and my father, and and I also do lots of traveling now. So I have been to many countries and will still continue doing this, travel here and there. I've been to Yosemite in 2020 before the COVID time, and also I had a chance to go to Hoover Dam in US, visit the dam, very nice dam. And another thing I like to crochet. If you can see here, I crocheted one cup cozy for my friend. I got an order for my friend. And also I'm doing some gardening, take care of my flowers, that kind of thing. So I think that's about it. If you have any question, feel free to ask. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for the informative and interesting presentation. I really appreciate your kindness for taking your busy time off to be with us today. Hopefully, this can help students to get to know more about the job opportunities available out there. We have come to the Q&A session. Madam Rahimah and Madam Haliza, I think I have a question for Emma Raja Senyum, Madam Rahimah. Um, Before this, you have a very stable and amazing job at worldwide company, Microsoft and Google. Undoubtedly, both are gigantic companies. What makes you decide to take a drastic decision to change your working journey and become an entrepreneur yourself? Madam Haliza, how you manage your time between your work and your role as a mother in your family. Technical.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right.
Okay,
So
I'll
let me, Liza, let me answer the question. Thank you so much for such an interesting question. So let me correct that. I work in Intel Microsoft and decided to find a job with a local company by the name of Malaysia Digital Economic Corporation (MDEC). The reason why I changed from a multinational companies to a local company because I like to be part of a company that develop the country. At one point of time, I become such a I want to be a good Malaysian, and I know that MDEC can help me to pursue that ambition. So when I was at MDEC, I have a lot of opportunities to give back, not only to the country but also to the society. But the main reason why I changed to be an entrepreneur after I left MDEC was because I believe at some point of time, your priorities change. I quit my job at MDEC at the age of 40 years old. And I have always wanted to to pursue my passion. My passion is in business. And I love what I do now. I had a lot of opportunities to help empower Suri Rumah to earn more income, which then they can help their husband, and also maybe they have dreams. They all have dreams on their own, and I would like to be part of that. And I noticed I am great in teaching. I did a lot of classes, online classes, and I find having my technical knowledge before enable me to carry that task efficiently, effectively, and I have gotten a lot of feedback from my students. They understand me well. That is a such a satisfaction for someone at older generation like myself. So I find it. I want to add more values, and I believe one of the pillar to do that is by teaching other people to make more money. I hope I answer your question.
thank you. Madam Haliza.
Right. And for the question you ask about work-life balance, that's a very valid and important question. Um, as a career mom, yes, I have. I'm a mother of three. I have two boys and one girl. Um, Being disciplined on time management is very important, especially when you're working in a global company, where you have global customers, you have global presence. You need to be able to allocate time. Um, how long for the family? How long for personal life? Because these interact with each other very closely. It can affect your personal life. It can affect your family. It can affect your health. So it's important for you to balance them. So when I not working, I do spend quality time with my children. When I eat with them, I be present. That means no phone on the table. When I go for holiday, it's the same thing. I'm off, I'm off. When I'm in, I'm in. So that's a very important factor that I think we all need to be able um, to balance, because things continues to happening and evolving around us all the time. Is how you really manage your time. That's my answer. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your wonderful answers. Now, the question for Madam Shahani and Madam Norliza. Let's ask the next question to Madam Shahani. I can see from the pictures you are the only flower among the bees at your workplace. Do you face any difficulties to work with the opposite gender? Are you being treated equally in your team? Madam Norliza, as a power plant engineer, I'm certain that you have to climb the power plant and do other tough jobs that are not suitable for normal women and usually be done by men. How do you prepare yourself mentally and physically to do a such challenging job? Have you ever met any incidents or injuries at your workplace?
I will answer first.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. In the aviation industry, there are not many ladies or women, but it does not hinder the women to be in the industry. Like in my classes too, we do not have that many girls in the class. For example, in a 25 number of student class, we only have about two or three female students in the class. So how do I make myself comfortable being with around men is that you just have to be yourself. If you are confident enough, you know your topics well, you know your stuff well, inshallah you will be okay. Yeah. I would also encourage girls out there in the school to read more and venture more, especially in the area of avionics. We have a lot of lady engineers. Yes. Thank you.
Madam Norliza, you can answer my question.
Okay, climbing part there at the power plant. Luckily, my team we have lots of male technicians. So normally, all the technician will do all the climbing, and do all the walk around the plant. And when they came back to the office, they will do a report. So whenever there is a problem or any faulty, then only I came in. So yeah, it's actually very challenging to climb up the higher place, but it's okay. We've been prepared with uh, PPE, personal protective equipment, so everything in place. So you use whatever given by the company to help you to do all the job. We have all the procedures and safety measures. So I don't think that is a big problem for us actually. That's about it.
Thank you for your answers. We have come to the end of our program. To SKSU students, don't forget to check on your next HIP activities. For those who haven't submitted your Malaysia Day greetings or poem recitation, please do so before 30th September 2022. Exciting prizes awaits you. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the HIP unit, Madam Fadilah Kamaro Bahrain from the technical team, and also the people who contribute to make this event happen. Once again, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you all again in the future. Take care and goodbye. Oh, okay. Last but not least, I would like to open this final question to all of the four panels. All of you are free to give your point of views. This question would be, what advice would you give to the students aged 11 and 12 years old who is considering to have a job or career like yours? All right, let's hear from Madam Rahimah first. What's your advice? Madam Rahimah, what's your advice?
Oh, did I unmute myself? Sorry. Okay, if you ask me, I'm a strong believer that in anything you do, you must finish college. Yeah. So if let's say if you want to be an entrepreneur or set up your own business, please make sure that you finish colleges. And go ahead and work with for other companies, because there are great things that you would learn from. For example, I learned project management, I learned strategies, I learned businesses, I learned marketing. So for those of you that are in standard 5 and 6. Yeah. If you want to be an engineer, you have to make sure that you focus on math, uh, math subject. Yeah, math subject is very crucial. If you want to be a marketeer or in entrepreneurship, I believe that can be learned. That can be learned, and just focus on whether you want to be in the science stream or in an art stream. Yeah, that would determine somehow would determine your career path or your study path. And like myself, I am a science student, and hence that explains why I got myself into computer science, which I had great opportunities to work with multinational companies. And that's why you hear a lot of my friends today are also engineer by training. All right.
Next, would Madam Haliza share your thought with us?
From my point of view, when you are at standard 5 and 6, I would highly encourage you to continue to explore the knowledge. There's a lot of knowledge out there. Don't be afraid to venture into different things. It will give you satisfaction in one way or another. There's nothing right and wrong, really. It's really how you want to maneuver your career path forward. And most importantly, I do believe in having fun. It will bring the best out of you. Thank you.
Then, Madam Shahani, what say you? We would love to hear your opinion.
My advice to 11 years old and 12-year-old boys and girls is to find something that you are interested in. Meaning, you read up, and at this point of time, there's no reason for you not to get information. I'm sure all of you have handphones, all of you have laptops, so you would uh, Google different career path that you would want to venture in, but you have to have this how do I say, you have to know that you are stronger than you think. Sometimes the students say, maybe, oh, she's smart in class, she's the best in class, I cannot do it. But all of you can do it at this moment. You're still young, there's a lot of opportunities for you out there. Please think that you can, and find the path that you want to go into. And I'm sure, ask your mommy to make dua for you, ask your parents to make dua for you, you will get there, inshallah.
Lastly, Madam Siti Norliza, share us your
O-
advice.
Okay, my advice to the children, I think subject in the class I think are important like mathematics, science, English and everything. But I think I would encourage the students to get more involved to in the school activity, like joining clubs and society, because this will help you to develop your soft skill, your teamwork, your communication skill. So these are essential in your daily life later on. So go and be active. Don't just read books and watch YouTube or whatever, but go and mix with your friends. Go and see your teachers. Enjoy these activities. It will help you. Okay, all the best to you.
Thank you very much for your answers. Dear friends, I understand that most of you are still confused on which career path you are going to choose in the future. The thing is, you don't need to know it right now. But the good news is that your presence here proves that you're trying to figure out which is good enough to get you started in this journey of self discovery. I really hope that our career talk can guide you to get the idea in how to choose the correct career path. Thank you for squeezing the time to join us today. We have come to the
Thank
end
you.
of our program. To SKSU students, don't forget to check on our HIP activities. For those who haven't submitted your Malaysia Day greetings, or poem recitation, please do so before 30th September 2022. Exciting prizes awaits you. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the HIP unit, Madam Fadila Kamaro Bahrain from the technical team, and the people who contribute to make this event happen. Don't forget to submit your attendance um, in the live chat section. Please fill up the Google form and submit it to us after we end our career talk today. Let me remind you to double check your details so that we can send you the correct certificate. Thank you for your attention. You can find your certificate. You can find your certificate in the inbox or spam folder. Once again, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you all again in the future. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.